Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Capricorn, I already have messages for you that came out in the pre-shuffle. I'm going to get right into that with you, and then we're going to get into the actual cards together that are going to come out live on camera. Capricorn, there is someone here with the energy of envy. Now, there's two ways that this is coming across. I'm going to give you what the first interpretation that I had of this was until I pulled out your actual card for the reading, because that feels like it might shift this a little bit, but it's not to say that the first interpretation isn't relevant for someone. So, in the pre-shuffle reading, when I was pre-shuffling, preparing for your reading, there is someone here that I felt like was envious of you. Now, why they're envious of you was really curious, because it looked like this person was envious of you because of the things that you didn't have. So, to say that. So, because it looked like that there was someone who was envious here, but they had wealth, they had status, they had security, they had stability. And not to say that you don't have any of that. Maybe you do. Maybe you have a little bit. Maybe you have little sprinklings of it here and there in your life, or maybe you have this and someone is, I don't know. No, it was weird. It really looked like someone here is, and because, so you'd be like, well, why? Pray tell. So I'll tell you why this person, because this person has built themselves into a container with this wealth, security, and security, like, I don't know, status. So it limits them. There was a sense that they saw that this person saw you as much freer than they were. Maybe you freed yourselves from some forms of wealth, stability, security, and status. I don't know. But, right? Like, it was kind of an odd energy. So that's how it was looking like when I was pre-shuffling, sort of the odd card that was fall out and the energy that was coming through. So then I sit down to do your reading, and this is the card that comes out, and it's the contract card. And then the underlying to that is anxiety. There's nothing else. It's just anxiety. Somebody had some anxiety or has some anxiety to a relationship. Now, envy's not the same as worry, but worry is here with the contract. Maybe there's an opportunity. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity that some of you have, whether you're aware of it or not. Maybe this opportunity is coming around the corner. Maybe, if this is like a business or a work opportunity, maybe there's a few people at work that know about it, that it's coming your way. And because there's definitely envy. There's envy. Now I'm thinking back on, it's interesting because I was going to say you might know this person through some type of institution, because the Hierophant card came out with the envy. But that could be someone who's envious of a relationship that you're in. That's a possibility here. Somebody is envious of a relationship that you're in, or a connection to something that has some type of status or power. Because the Hierophant is, right, is sort of like the spiritual power in the physical. It's very curious. Now, why do we have worry and stress at the bottom of that? Okay, let's just see. What is this contract? What is this contract in Capricorn's reading? Nine of Wands. It's interesting. It's honestly, it's like something that you've been guarding yourself. No. It really does come across like there could be something here that's coming towards you, or yeah, it could. Somebody wants what you have or you're about to have. But it's almost like I would say you're fine without it. Like you're like, whatever. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't want the promotion. I don't want the I don't know if any of you, I'm not Capricorn. I have said that. I've said that at least once in my life. I was like, no, I don't want that. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. But, Justine, this is a contract about a boundary as well. I don't know, maybe the envy energy is something completely separate, but let's see. So some of you, maybe you can't. Maybe there's a contract here that prevents you. You have to have a boundary, or someone has to hold a boundary to you contractually. What's the anxiety? The sun upside down is behind that. So what is this anxiety about? The Eight of Swords is something that can't be seen, something that's not seen. What is going on here? Okay. Is somebody contracted to stay away from you? Or you've contracted someone to stay, but there's anxiety here because you can't see. It's almost like it's a contract that you can't see. This is such an odd reading. It's a contract that you can't, or you can't see someone's stress. It's time for a little bit past, present, and future energy here. We'll expand on those a little bit more as we get all the cards out. Okay, in the past. Oh my God. Well, there's that Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Presently, the Two of Pentacles, we're balancing. Yeah. And then in the future, the Eight of Cups. That's fair. I don't know. Whatever this is, it's almost like you're like, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this shit. Capricorn might be done with this shit, whatever that is. The Nine of Swords. What's your story here about that? The Page of Swords. Oh, it's something that you see. The Knight of Wands. And the Queen of Cups. You see desire and love. That makes you anxious. See desire and love. All right. You saw desire and love in the past. What are you doing right now with the Two of Pentacles? I'm staying busy at my desk. I am working on my projects. I'm not looking at desire and love. It's odd. Okay. The Ace of Wands. The Six of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. It's weird. It's almost like, okay, the energy right now, it's like you have this really good idea about how you could give somehow, how you can give to the universe. This, okay, I'm just going to put this out there. Some of you might have been the envy energy, and some of you might be envied. But there's something about this where, right, okay, the High Priestess is not the same as the Hierophant. The Hierophant to me is like creating a church around a religion, right? It's creating a child services department within the government. It's like, that's kind of like right, like it's the highest good, but we create a system so that we can do highest good here on earth, right? Like the Hierophant can be an institution card for me, but righteously so, some way. But the High Priestess is like, no, this is where the Hierophant feeds off of that energy from the cosmos, like that. It is like, no, she has the book. she literally has the book here. Okay. This is like finding a balance here, finding a way to pay the universe, to come to some sort of balanced payment here between yourself and the universe. It's odd. to give. I think you're in a state right now where you're juggling. You're juggling practical everyday things that I have to do. But there's this spiritual quest here. You know, like some people, it could be like an altar of some sort, you know, where you leave a piece of fruit, or you leave something, or there's a sense of sacrifice. I have an idea here how I can give to the universe. Okay, the Eight of Cups, maybe trying to make something right with the universe. I don't know. Or someone's trying to do that for you. I'm not sure. The Eight of Cups in the future. The King of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh. And the Six of Wands. You're going to like what I'm about to say. Okay. That is like literally, you finally you have your success. finally the winds of change have come in for your success, but it requires you to leave something here behind. And your reading's one of those readings. I don't know that I've had one this week where I ask questions and I feel like I have more questions. Okay, we're going to start clarifying all of this so I can look at it more deeply. All right, the Five of Pentacles at the bottom. There might be some karmic correction that's going on in this, right? With the contract card. Suddenly the wheel is moving in your favor. But, okay. Why are you so anxious about desire and love? Well, there's a lot of different things that can come in with that. Okay, the Five of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. It's almost like seeing that someone desires love. Seeing that someone desires love? I don't know, like, why are you upset that you see, because you see, unless someone sees you, I don't know. It's just very strange. Five of Cups, Seven of Swords, and Ten of Wands. Oof. There's a lot of feelings here to process in the past. There's a lot of feelings here to process. Regret? Is this energy? Because this Ten of Wands with the Seven of Swords feels like that box. Like somebody boxed themselves in. But with status, wealth, you know, all of that shit that I already said. I'm really getting the impression in this reading. Here's how it comes across. I'm going to tell you this, because the reading is still continuing in a very unusual way, but it's still continuing to go the way I initially got the energies in the pre-shuffle. And the best way that I would describe this is the scene in It's a Wonderful Life between George Bailey and, what's the banker guy's name? I don't know. Whatever his name is. Oh, Potter. Mr. Potter. Okay, and leading up to the scene that I'm about to describe to you is, you know, like George, if you haven't watched It's a Wonderful Life, you got to go watch it, okay? You have to watch it at least once in your lifetime. And in leading up to that, Mr. Potter, he's the banker and he's buying everything in this small town so that he can own it and everyone can live under his thumb and his huge wealth. And George works for the Bailey brothers building and loan. They make like no money, but they make a difference. He makes enough to barely keep a roof over his head and feed his kids and all that stuff, right? So, but George he has like a beautiful plot of land here where, you know, they are getting success. It's a little tiny bit at a time for himself, but mostly it's for the community. But this puts a real, you know, craw up Mr. Potter's ass because he wants that land. He wants that so that he can develop it his way and make as much money as he can. So Mr. Potter comes to a conclusion here. He is going to ask George to come and work for him. And he's going to offer George more money than he's ever dreamed of. He's going to offer George like a status. He's going to offer him all of these things. So George is sitting there in that meeting and he's like, like, you know, like he starts to go, wow. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, right? And Potter starts feeding it into him more and more and more. And he says, yeah, wouldn't you like to take your little wife on trips? Trips that you can't take her on now. Wouldn't you like to buy her the finest furs? Because he knows how to talk to George. Because George, there's things that George wants for himself, but George has a kind heart. And he still wants, if he knows that it makes him realize, well, I'm not giving her these things. And I'm not doing that for my kids. And I'm not, but I love them. And yeah, okay, that sounds good. Yeah. And the minute he shakes Mr. Potter's hand, it's like he knows he just made a deal with the devil. And he does, like, he's like wiping his hand off. And then he stops right there and he says, no. You know what really eats you up, Mr. Potter? And this is where I'm going with this. This is what your reading is it's coming across like you were George, which is really funny because, you know, I'd see you as Mr. Potter. You're George. And you're saying to someone, no. Because you know what really bothers you? It's what you can't put your hands on. It's the happiness. I can't remember the speech, but it literally is. It's what you can't put your hands on. Huh? That's what bothers you, Mr. Potter. Yeah, no. He throws his cigar back at him. No way. And he leaves. And it's that last scene that came into my head when I was doing your pre-shuffle. And that's just it here. So I don't know if maybe there's even a way here. You've been trying to figure out, how do I get what I can't put my hands on? I don't know. It's curious. It's really curious. Because, no, the high priestess is like, no. Don't you understand? This could even, so this is the odd thing here with this. This could literally be, I don't know who you are in this reading. I'm just going to keep going with it. But this to me is almost, based on all these energies and how they're coming across, is that this could be someone who really like, no, Mr. Potter, I'm not. Or if if this is a male to female thing, even like if this is a masculine saying, you know what, I could buy you with no, like that. No, there's something here about no, with that 9 of Wands. No. And then it's like, well, maybe I'll do it this way. I don't know what this is. And it's almost like leaving a tip. Leaving a tip for your spirit guide is how that comes. Like, oh, I have a good idea here. If I do this, but it's odd. It's so odd. Because there's anxiety here when we see, it's almost like maybe even having an epiphany moment. The desire of love. To see the desire of love. Because this feels like, whoa, aren't I the smart one? Well, no, I'm not. With the 10 of Wands, like all of this obstacle coming towards someone here. So that's a question. Are you Mr. Potter? Are you George Bailey? This reading. Yeah? Isn't it interesting that would come forward as we're leading up to Christmas here? So the Page of Swords, I'm going to clarify all of this. It's a very intriguing reading. Temperance, patience, balance, alchemy, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Wow, it's... I don't know if somebody missed the boat with you. Why do I feel like I said that last week with someone else? Did I say it with you? It's got this vibe like someone feels like they missed the boat. And it's a nice boat. It might not be a big fancy boat, but it's a boat with happiness and joy. It is. It's like Mr. Potter sitting there behind his desk looking at everybody being happy. And them little George Bailey building a lone house. Oh. The Two of Pentacles. That's what you're doing right now. Your Eight of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Fool. Why are you walking away? It's like I'm chasing the dream. It feels like chasing the dream. But you're doing it so carefully with the Two of Pentacles. You're doing it in a very Capricornian, practical way. Practicornian way here. You're chasing the dream very, very practically. The Ace of Wands. Oh, yeah, this is the, I don't know what this is. This is like the idea. I have an idea to break it all down. I have an idea to break it all down. This is a strong idea. With the Tower, this idea could make great change. The Six of Pentacles. I'm going to give. I'm going to give, and I'm going to give, and I'm going to give. The Six of Swords and the Two of Swords. Ooh, there's a lot of trust in this giving. Ooh, this is almost like God has shown you the way. It doesn't make sense, but you're going to do it. You just have to trust your intuition with this one. Okay, the High Priestess. The Three of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles. Oh my God, and the King of Pentacles. I feel like there's two people in this reading. I'm not sure who you are. Again, you're either Mr. Potter or George Bailey. And there's something about this reading, though, where Mr. Potter is figuring it out. So I don't know. That almost makes me want to go to Scrooge. Because Ebenezer kind of got it at the end, but he had to be visited by all of those ghosts, right? So, somebody's figuring something out here. It's almost like seeing the desire of love. And I want to say maybe even a glimpse of what that could build. You know, the Three of Pentacles and Four of Wands and all this shit. What that could build. So maybe, I want to say that Envy card. Oh, the things that are flashing in my mind. I'm literally seeing like a woman sitting in this really expensive SUV. Nails just done, hair done, all of the expensive accoutrements. And she's sitting there and she's looking at... It's weird the way this comes across. She's looking at a homeless woman. I don't know, she's in a parking lot. She doesn't have to drive anywhere. She's just sitting there in her car and she's looking at this homeless woman. And she's watching this woman just go wherever she wants. That's like this reading. And I don't know if this woman has been trying to, woman or man or whatever, has, like in my mind's eye, that's how I see it. Now, the first part was, you know, was a man, and now it's coming through as a woman. And I don't know if she's, like, this is also to me that energy of, you know, if I pay the church and I go to confession, I am forgiven and I can just go back and do whatever I was doing. Or like, how do I pay God? How do I pay it forward? There's a question here about how do I pay it forward? Almost like somebody, but there's envy here. Like, and it's not where you would expect it to be. It's not this woman who's homeless. That's not has the envy. She's not looking at the woman in the SUV and being envious. She doesn't even notice her. She's not like she's doing her own thing. But that's the thing. It's almost like this woman sitting in the SUV, the really expensive big SUV. And I'm just saying that because if you've seen the size of some of them, most people, unless you have 5 kids, you don't need that vehicle. You really do not need that vehicle. And it's just a big status symbol. And I own the road. My vehicle is bigger than yours. If we're in an accident, I win, right? Or I can intimidate you with my vehicle. I don't know. I just find 9 times out of 10, I find that's how those people drive too. But she is looking at the homeless woman, and she is the one filled with envy. It's that Mr. Potter. He's the banker, and he's envious, just like George said. You know what? It's eating you. It's what you can't get your hands on. It's such a... Okay, so we go over to the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups in the future. The Queen of Cups. God, it's almost like you had some type of epiphany moment in the past about love and the desire of love. Maybe you built something around yourself that stopped you from really feeling human. Because it is connecting something that inspired you a long time ago in the future. Something that, I don't know, I said a long time ago. It's the past. I don't know how long ago. But yeah, it's reconnecting your heart here. Now, this King of Pentacles. You're having a major rebirth. You are having a major rebirth. The Death card, the 4 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. I don't think that's the order it came out in. Anyways. Wow. Yes. Healing. Healing, healing. This is like this. I don't know who this Mr. Potter is. Like, it could be you to some degree here. It comes across that way. Now, if this isn't you, if you're like, no way, Cindy, I have... I'm just going to say 90% more than that. More than that, my dear cappuccinos. When y'all came for them private readings, there was always like, it's an open reading. But if you could let me know about my finances, that would be good. It's an open reading, but if you could tell me about my work, that would be... I love you guys to death. My grandfather was a Capricorn, and you know I loved him, so... Okay. But I am going to say, every time I've ever dealt with a real estate agent or someone in the bank, they've either been a Capricorn or a Virgo. And I'm telling you, you're having a rebirth here. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there's some type of transformation from a Mr. Potter into a George Bailey. The Ace of Swords and the 5 of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. A fortune. It's almost like seeing how you thought you were winning. And then really seeing like what winning is. Now, I'm really curious, like maybe how... I mean, for some of you, maybe this is something that's gone on for decades. Could be, with Pluto having been in your sign for such a long time. There's something here. The 6 of Wands. The World, the Page of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. You know what that feels like? This is not about how other people view you either. You don't care. And that's empowering. You don't care how other people view you. Especially around wealth, status, anything like that. I feel like Oh, where'd the strength card come from? I have no idea when that came out. It's on the table. We'll just put it there. I do feel like something has happened here where, and I don't know if it's not you, I don't want to say it's not because it's coming across, it's your reading, that you've had an epiphany moment here about maybe, I just want to say what's really important. What is the thing that you can't buy in life? What are the things that you cannot buy in life? Either you have experienced some form of envy about that. And I want to say it might have even been a very powerful lesson for you with Pluto in your sign for the period that it was. Maybe you were somehow forced through some, like an ancestral line, or even just the need or necessity for wealth and asset to forego what you really can't buy. Like, you know, like, I mean, stability and security are important. They are very important. But it's like a shift. Maybe it's a shift. It's a huge shift. And at some point here, there's a recognition, like recognizing what was built around you that wasn't built with love. So honestly, I want to say that there is a very when I say humble, it's because it's kind of between you and God, and maybe you and someone else or other people, like people important to you or someone very important to you. Definitely between you and God here. And you don't care what other people think. That, my friends, is one of the most freeing aspects of life. Yeah. And I know, like, I honestly almost see you getting together with someone, talking to someone, hanging out with someone that maybe looks bad for my status if I hang out with that person, or I don't know. Now, I know if some of you are like, oh, Cindy, you're describing my such and such a person or whatever. I don't know. There's a chance that this person is coming to talk to you. Who would say that? This person is coming to talk to you. As I always say, vet them. And I don't know. What have they done? And what did they want back from what they did? If they've done things for the highest good of themselves and other people, and they didn't want anything in return, and you can see that, then possibly this person has moved from a Mr. Bailey, a Mr. Potter to a George Bailey. But you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Lovers. So I don't know. There's that Eight of Swords again with anxiety. Someone here was not seeing something. I don't know. Well, that's what I have. Such an interesting reading. It's not... No. Oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the extended Capricorn. With the extended... I'm just thinking here. I'm looking at all these different cards. Actually, I'm curious why the sun is in the reverse. Why the sun is in the reverse? Because that was sitting behind anxiety. It's almost like the truth is hidden blessings and new beginnings that have been blocked. That and this Nine of Wands. I'm going to look into those in the extended. Why are you protective and defensive? Why is there a boundary here? And why was the sun in the reverse in the past? It's almost like not seeing something for what it was, or not seeing the truth. Missing out on a new beginning. That's what I got, cappuccinos. Thank you so much. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.